Just kind of talk about what you've seen so far through spring, where you feel like the offense is.
We're improving. Some days at the rate we want, some days not. I think the first 5 days, man, we had great energy. I mean, you could tell our guys were flying around. I think we got better. We hit a little bit of a lull, probably somewhere in 2 or 3 practices towards the middle, which is probably normal. Guys get used to, hey, we're in practice 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Middle of spring, not fresh anymore, and that's when, to be a great team, you got to push through it and get better. There were some days I don't know if we got a lot better, but the last 2 practices, I think our guys have started to pick the tempo back up. Our coach has done a good job. Like I said, we're getting better in a lot of areas, I think.
What have you seen from Nick over the past couple of weeks?
Very similar just to the team. I mean, I think he's gotten better. His footwork's better. He feels, the number one thing, I think I said this the first time, he's just more comfortable. I mean, he knows where everybody's at on every play. We haven't had any plays where he doesn't know the play or bust like that. And so, it's just been a matter of him being able to go through his progressions, make the reads, make the throws. I think he's continuing to develop that leadership aspect with our guys, which is a really good thing for us, quarterbacks. So he's getting better.
How are the on-field things that he's doing now different than what he was doing even in January in the championship game?
That's a good question. We haven't been in a game situation per se, so it may be harder to really notice the biggest differences. I just think there's a confidence about him, not from his ability, just from, man, I know what's going on. And so not only do I think he does a better job of commanding the team and carrying himself, but I think because he's confident, he doesn't worry if he didn't think a receiver's where he wants him. He's going to let him know. If they didn't give him enough time, he's going to let him know. And he's also got he's had the ability to admit, hey, man, I blew that. But if you're not quite sure of yourself, it's harder for you to lead other people, and I think he's more sure of himself even than he was in January. He said last year he led more by example and making plays, and our guys believed it, and now he could be having an off day and still lead our guys, and they're going to listen to us.
Speaking of confidence, Cameron Artis-Payne seems pretty confident this spring. He wants to be the starter,
Yep.
says heck he'd like to even be the MVP of the spring game. What have you noticed from him, and do you like that type of confidence?
Love it, and Cam's a pro. Cam was a pro last year. I mean, he practices like a pro, and what that means, he comes to meetings every day. He's the same every day. He doesn't have bad days. I mean, he's always attentive. He's always trying to get better. He does everything Coach Horton asks him to do. And, we had confidence in Cam last year, and I know Cam last year was ready to go. So I got a lot of confidence that Cam will do everything we ask him to do, carrying the ball, protections, and really do a good job.
How's that battle going on there, running back?
That's good. I mean, I think Cam has done a lot of good things. I think Peyton Barber has really gotten a lot of reps, which is really good for him. And boy, you can tell the redshirt year was good for him, and that hey, he's a lot more confident himself. He's still here now and then, will make a bust here or there, but he's still a true freshman, and he's getting better and better every day. And the reps have been great for him. And hopefully what you see in A-Day is how he's really been doing a nice job running the football. And then Corey Grant is still getting a lot of work, not just doing what Corey does, but doing every down back stuff, and I think that's been good for Corey.
So it's not one of those situations where someone's stepped out in front in your eyes?
Well, we're not going to name any starters in the middle of spring ball. We just don't do that. So we know as coaches where everybody's at in our eyes.
When you have a player like Rock Thomas coming into that position, and Cameron Petway for that matter,
Mm-hmm.
how fluid do you look at that situation being and plan on that situation being for the next 4 or 5 months?
Well, those freshmen coming in that'll get here at the first of the summer, they'll have the summer to get acclimated, and then the first time we'll really get to us be with them will be in August. And so we're going to play the best player at every position. I don't care if you're a senior. I don't care if you're a true freshman. So those guys are going to get opportunities. The difference for them, these guys are light years ahead. Obviously Cam and Corey have played. Peyton's had a year plus a spring. So it's just going to matter with Rock and Cam in that situation. How quick do they pick things up? How fast can they grasp everything and kind of the game slow down for them? And we've had it both ways. We've had guys like Peyton Barber who, hey, either because we had guys in front of him or maybe he just needed a redshirt year. We still think Peyton's going to be a great player. And then we've had other guys in the past that as a true freshman, we're ready, and we kind of eased them into it. And sometimes earlier in the year they got more, or as the year went on, their workload increased. So we'll have to see how that goes once those two get here and see how they respond. But we're counting on them to come in and compete and want to play. I want to play now.
What do you think